Look at your backdrop. Hey, come on in the room.
Come on.
I know we about 10 minutes delayed. Got off work a little late. Oh my God, can you turn on silent?
What's your mouth?
Come on, Ken Boko. So when you come in, tell us who's in the room. Say hey, how you doing? What's going on? Something. I don't know.
I'm trying to save your life right here.
Can I save my life?
Yes.
Say hello when you come in the room. We sideways. But I don't know if I can see. We should be able to see what they say.
Huh?
Hello, everyone. Everyone's. What time of game come on?
Nah, I think.
Anybody in the room? I see some numbers, but I don't see anybody say hello. Sometimes it says.
I can see it out here.
Oh, okay, so let's see. Alright, so it's doing it now. Alright. How's everybody doing? Say hello. Let me know you're here. Let us know you're here. I can't say by myself, huh? Let us know you're in the room and where you're from.
Lakia Burdell Smith says hello. Candace says hello. Under construction, David says hello. Monica Albert says hello. Candace Henry booked it out of work to catch the program.
Look, and we got here late out of work. I was like, oh my Lord.
Don't forget to.
Usually I get some old mean text messages if I'm late, but I didn't get them today. So thank you, Lord.
Don't forget to share the video.
The what?
The podcast.
Did you say what?
Something. I've been drinking, obviously.
I've been drinking. So tell us hello if you're in the room. Share the video. Let us know where you're from. What set you claim. We from O Town. That's not. No.
Yeah.
We're from Orlando.
What's up, Stacy? Bridgeport, Connecticut in the house.
Really?
Carolyn Pope.
That's why I don't like the sidewalk. You can't even see it. You don't say none of the stuff right now.
Thank you for sharing. Don't forget to share.
All right. So we need to know who's in the house and
Nobody else is. That's the last one on that right there.
Pretty sure right there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All the people say hello. They didn't say hello, mine.
Romeo says hello.
So it obviously doesn't work well on the
side. Cleveland, Ohio. Turn upside down. See what happens.
Because it had the blue keyboard in the way. It was real ugly.
Real ugly.
Ugly. Okay, so the issue we're having is...
charge your phone today.
I ain't charging my phone. I'm the only one that would charge their phone on the Monday night broadcast so we can do it. Your phone charged? Mm-hmm. It's fully charged.
I ain't say fully charged.
How many charge you on your phone? Lie. Say you got some.
60%.
Why are we doing your stupid phone?
My phone is awesome. Your phone not so much.
Anyway, so but I can't read what you were saying if you're not on it right this second.
I'm trying to get the content for what we're trying to do.
So tonight's topic is about
when your wife be getting on your nerves.
Then you do what?
Hit it with the elbow.
So I gotta do a little bit of giving some props. So my husband has been like super awesome. Super awesome. I don't know what has gotten into him. Well, actually, I expressed some feelings I had, and instead of him doing like he normally doing, like you always got feelings.
You express your feelings. What you said?
I need to be loved. I need to spend time with me. I need all this stuff.
You didn't say that.
And so
I
he's
just
been
know
doing.
it.
He just know. Oh, you just knew it.
I know it.
I expressed to him
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we were always pouring into all these other wonderful couples, but we were kind of deficient in our love bank. That's
Did you say love bank?
in our love bank.
That's awesome.
It was almost negative,
It was,
and it was depleted, insufficient funds.
Look, you had overdraft fee?
Yeah, we had an overdraft in our love bank.
No.
So I had been expressing some things, but then I started to notice that the entire weekend he was with me. We even had to, because our girls are going off for a summer program, we went shopping and he went with me, and he was just being so wonderful. He was giving of the meat freely. So we filled our bank till it overflowed a whole bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of, what did he say? You know, I can't.
Stacy said, he said, I knowed it.
Right? I love, you said, I like
love bank.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you write checks and you get, you know, money in the bank, you get insufficient funds,
Yeah,
overdraft fees.
They run through the thing.
Yeah, your card was declined. Well, we was declined. We were helping others, but we was in need of some TLC, some boys and men injection, fellas.
You got the injection. How about all that?
And what I'm talking about?
You said we.
I was needed. We are one.
Oh.
We are one.
Oh.
Really, Cedric? So anyway, tonight we're talking about. Okay, we started last week with cheating, and does everyone think about cheating? I was overwhelmed and devastated last week when my husband told me that he had thought about cheating and going on vacation with another chick.
Vacay.
I mean, he had plans. Like, he didn't have regular cheating plans. It was a vacation plan with somebody else, or married somebody else for another day or two.
They carried and say, give my husband the book you've been reading.
Child, that book is good, honey. I got ready to go to bed last night. I came out here and I was looking at him. He thought I was crazy. I was like, babe, you're amazing. He's like, what? He did that, all of it. Just paying attention, just like if I was in the room, he just sitting in the room. I mean, I don't even know how to describe all that stuff. I couldn't have, if he asked me what it is that I needed, I wouldn't have written all the things that he did down. But that shows me that he can, and he has the ability to do the things that I'm lacking in those times if he want to. But he made up. He was awesome. He was super duper awesome.
Thank you, everyone that just shared it. Continue to share it with your friends so they can come in and share with us. Be with us.
Okay, Joel.
That we can commune together.
So, we were talking about head of household. Right. Go, Cedric.
Go.
Girl, he get a gold star. I have to keep him for a little while longer.
A little while longer.
Really?
Just a little bit.
So, last week, the question was asked, what is the difference between head of household and running the house?
Who ran it?
You run the house, Daddy.
Yeah.
So, you gonna talk, baby?
Huh?
You just gonna press buttons, because you just tripping right now.
I was trying to find out the stuff and you blocking my blessing.
Well, I'm gonna have to, if I turn this camera around,
What you mean?
we're gonna be,
Yeah, I don't even need this here. I'm just gonna let it flow.
well, let it flow, baby. Alright, so, head of household, flow.
Head of household, flow, go. What's the difference between head of household and running the house? Because you can run the house and not be head of household. Aha.
Boy, you ain't said nothing what we just said. If you don't give some content to this,
that was one of them. What's the name you used to say with the finger? What's his name?
I don't know what you got going on with your life.
The talk show host. Arsenio Hall. Things that make you go,
Baby, when people say head of household, what does that mean?
That mean me. See my picture. Head of household. I don't know. It means a lot of different things to different people.
Well, we not different people. We talking about us, honey. What you got going on with your life now? You didn't drew a blank? Because you look like you real retarded now.
Your beauty has just bewildered me.
No, don't.
No. Not that beautiful.
My booty might have bewildered you, but not
I
my
can't see
beauty.
it. You sitting on it. Anyway, yes, head of household. When it comes down to making those tough decisions, it falls on you. And you're responsible.
On you? Baby, you
Whoever the head of household is, which is the man, should be.
No,
Could be.
Listen,
Maybe.
we can't talk about it hypothetically. What do we believe that the head of household is, honey?
I don't know. You tell me. Go. You gotta help me. I just threw out some stuff.
No, but you said it falls on you. Like, okay, so are you talking about the man? Give a full definition if somebody had no idea.
There you go. I like it.
Really? Kareem?
HNIC.
So, if a man was asking you doing some counseling, or if a person was asking you doing counseling, what would you tell them, or who would you tell them the head of household is?
I just told you, it's the man.
Okay, so what does that mean, babe? To do what I say?
I just told you, when it's time to make tough decisions, it's your job to make those decisions. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a dictatorship. You listen to your wife and you take what she says under advisement, but ultimately you have the final say so. If things go awry, then it's on you.
Okay, so for everybody that's not here, not church, and not versed in that.
You keep saying that, so
I'm saying, but but it's like the duties of, because he said it's the final decision, but like what about day to day stuff? There's not,
Yeah, I don't know. You have to talk about that. That's not coming up in my computer right now.
The computer is on negative?
No, it's not. It's on positive.
I can't deal with him today. Oh my God.
I'm taking a no negativity.
Carolyn say, I run the house, but my husband is the head of the house. Everything has to run through him to be finalized.
That's basically what this is. Carolyn gets it. She's smart.
That ain't what you said, honey.
That's exactly what I said.
You didn't say the woman running the house.
I did. I just said you can run the house and not be the head of household. That's the first thing I said.
Right. You saying you could be, but I'm saying
no.
But they asked they asked last week what was the difference between being head of household and running the house.
Okay. And you asked me what was being head of household, and I just threw out some for instances.
Hey, Misha.
So if I didn't cover them all, you can fill in the blanks.
Look, we done had a good time. Don't do that.
You
don't do that. Because you don't make me take my stuff back.
Take it back. Whatever see that. I haven't found it. Come on. Look.
I gave you all my love all weekend. You gonna make me take it back.
Thanks. Is this right here?
No.
It might be right here. Look, right here.
No. Okay, you gonna try to hit people. So, head of household, generally, of course, when we talk about biblically, people always know that we're talking about the man of the house, the husband. The man is the head of the house as God is the head of the church. So, but what we tend to think of it as
we or women?
No, we as in people. Men do too. That it is a dictatorship. Like,
yeah, I said it's not a dictatorship.
Oh my God.
I said that.
You better be glad your loving was good this weekend, because you about to get thrown down the street somewhere.
Cedric said that.
So anyway, the whole thing was when you really are head of household, you consult God. The man consults God for everything. And God gives him what he's supposed to say, what he's supposed to do, how to deal with his children. And ultimately, the head of household is the chief servant.
That's correct. See? You got it. You're awesome. You're so beautiful. God don't tell you what to say, what do you do then? Just guess. Extrapolate.
So you're talking to the men?
I'm asking you. You said that the men pray and they get guidance of what to say or what to do, but if you praying and you fasting and you don't get a response and you got to make a decision, what do you do at that point?
Yeah, you have to make a decision.
I'm saying, you just guess.
I mean, which is like anything in life. You know, God doesn't tell you put the black shoes on, put the, you know, the white shirt on, put the white pants on. He gives you, you know, you have some common sense. Like everything, like I believe everything is not going to be Cedric, can I go to the store? Like Cedric, can I buy a soda? Like that's not how we live.
Right. Well, if you want to buy chips with that soda, though, you better check with me. No, I just was messing with you about that. If you don't have, and you won't have, a prophetic word about everything that you're doing, so you have to stay in your word, stay prayed up, and then you just extrapolate what the essence of God or the Spirit of God is, and you make a decision based on that.
Okay. Well, you know, the problem is that we get, and when people talk about head of household, they tend to get in this, because head of household is more than just decision making. It's the covering of the house. It's the provider of the house. It's the protecting of the house. And what often happens is we have men in the house that'll say they're the head of household, do as I say, but they're not a provider, not protector, they're not present. And, you know, you got women that feel like, and this is where the question comes in a lot of times, you got a lot of women that feel like I am running the house, but he's just saying, they feel like they doing everything as head of household, but he's just saying that. He's that in name alone.
Or they feel like they're running the house with no help, like a single parent or a single person.
A single parent, but right. It's just like if you have a job and you have a boss that is the president, or they're the boss or whatever, but they do no work and you do all of the work, you make all of the decisions, then they have the job and title, but that's it.
And money too.
I can't stand you.
That's my breast.
You got a breast?
Oh.
I'm putting nipple.
No.
Okay.
That's not rated for this show. No. This is a family program.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we? And I don't remember who asked for this particular topic last week, but my question is trying to figure out how do we put things back in order, and what does order look like?
Right. Where do we draw that fine line?
I noticed that there are a lot in this whole, I'm gonna say in the church, but in this generation period, there's a whole lot of independent women movements going on. You know, she got her own house, she got her own car. You know, everything is.
Everybody want to be a boss.
Everybody want to be a boss, but then you want the love story where Prince Charming did whatever, and so the bigger question, you know, is not just about.
Well, if everybody a boss, then who's gonna be the employees? That's the question.
Well, and oftentimes when you got two people that make good money, so you know, are doing well for themselves, they have the hardest time because no one wants to compromise. Because right. I don't need you, and for money, I can do my own stuff.
Yeah, but what they realize later is that companionship and relationship is more important than that money.
Well, they talk about all the time. People get to the top of the ladder and they're lonely. That's why you see, you know, people that commit suicide and they millionaires or whatever crazy stuff. You're like, why would you do that? But we hear all the time, money can't buy happiness.
Right.
But, you know, money can't buy you true love. You can get somebody to be with you regardless.
If you pay
them right. But you want somebody that if you sick, they can start noticing, oh, Cedric, your skin don't look right, or something look a little funny about you, or something is going on differently. But when you got somebody that's with you just for your money, typically you don't see that. You just kind of like, they just come in, out, you know, and nothing else.
Yeah, Rhonda Wilson says right. Carolyn says some women take on those roles from their husbands because they feel they can do it better That really upsets me.
Okay,
Earl
now,
says little bootsy.
hold on. Okay, so Carolyn, that's where I was going, is that there's a couple things that happen. Sometimes the men are not stepping up in their roles, and the women step up and do it. The other side of it is you have a generation of church women. Like in the church, it's mostly women.
Right.
So the women have to do a lot of stuff in the church. They organize stuff. They just get it done. So when you get a husband, it is very easy to start just running your husband. And a lot of times they won't set things in order or address certain things because, for peace sake. I think we had a guy that...
from last week, I was saying that he was raised a certain type of way and he let a lot of stuff go to try to keep peace in the house.
Right, but you know, there's a time to keep peace, but there's a time you have to set things in order, or else it's going to end up spiraling out of control.
Right. Well, none of that too. If you hold things in long enough, it's going to come out, and it might not come out the way that you want.
Right. It's better for me to tell you that, you know, hey, you stepped on my, you stepped on my little toe when you walked by me, blah blah blah. But then if the one day you do something and I explode and you like, my God, what in the world going on? That's because this was ongoing for such a period of time and nobody ever addressed it.
And it'll be something like you squeeze the toothpaste from the middle instead of from the end.
Right. So I don't even really know who addressed the Prince Charming don't want no boss. Romeo says Prince Charming don't want no boss. Now, that's the thing, and I find this in women. We want all the story tale, the fantasy romance. We want the perfect husband, the one that, wine and dine us, take us here, buy us this, do all this stuff. But then we want to pick and choose which part we want him to do.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna say this: if you can run your man and your man in panties, that's how you end up cheating with somebody else. Because every woman wants a strong man. I ain't say he got to choke you.
Maybe a little bit.
Look at you woozing.
See, don't let her pass out just till she woozy.
But you want somebody that's gonna take charge. When you have somebody that's weak and soft, I'm not saying everybody's personality is different. You got some people that's mild, some people that's more forthcoming. That's fine, but you don't want a man that you can run over. That's the times that you see people talking. I don't know if you now. Carolyn said about the woman that feels they can do it better and it upsets her. But what I don't like is I see women in public with their husbands and they talk to them any kind of way. It bothers me, but it also saddens me because what does that woman think that make her look like if you are allowed to be disrespectful, downgrading to your husband? I mean, it makes you look stupid, first of all, but it makes him look like a punk.
Right. And I mean, it's bad enough you're gonna do that, but if you're gonna do that, you probably want to just do that at the house.
You probably don't want to do it at all.
No, but I'm saying if you have to, if you just got to do that, you might want to do it at the house.
Now, it said, I don't need a man that cries when I'm crying too. But see, now, Rhonda, so Rhonda says, I don't need a man that cries when I'm crying too. Now, I know that she meant that as a joke, but this is another side of the thing, because we teach our boys, they don't play with dogs, they don't cry, you don't show your feelings, men don't cry, stop crying all the time, you're a little girl, blah, blah, blah. But when they get married, you want them to express their feelings, and they don't know how to.
Right.
You want them to talk, and they don't know how to. You want them to communicate what's going on, what they're feeling, what's wrong, why was the relationship having problems, and they don't know how to. And the issue is, when your husband can trust you with his heart, he's able to cry in front of you and not worry about you attacking him or saying something negative to him.
Right.
Jesus wept too. It's okay to be sensitive, just not overly sensitive. I agree.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a time and place for everything.
Right. I mean, I don't want a man that's gonna be crying more than me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But you do want somebody that shows that they care, show that they have feelings, that are able to express their feelings. Because otherwise, you be in this little rut. Like, what do I do? It's nothing worse than coming home if you're married to somebody and there's tension in the house and you don't know what the problem is. And when you ask them, they'll say everything's fine or it's okay. But you know something is definitely wrong. You walk in the house and there's nothing but tension. There's no conversation. There's no laughter. There's no joy. There's no feeling of love. It's like you're coexisting, you're roommates, and nothing worse than being married and lonely. I will tell you that a million times, but married and lonely is the absolute worst feeling you can have. Because when you single, you feel like I might be finding my Prince Charming the next day, or I might find my wife the next day. But if you married, you like, hey, I'm stuck with this joker.
No hope.
No hope.
Yeah, no hope is a very sad situation.
So how do we... Okay, so I don't know if any women going to admit it, but are there any women on here that will admit that they are the dominant person in their marriage? Is there any women that are willing to admit that they're the dominant person in their marriage, that they don't necessarily consult their husband about decisions and about the children and about money and about things? They just kind of do what they do, and he better not ask me because I work too. I'm gonna see if anybody gonna raise their hand. I don't think so.
They might be raising their hand while they're watching.
Well, so Rhonda, okay. Rhonda, see, I like you telling the truth. Because, honestly, that is a big, big, big issue in marriages.
Right.
And
that's the first step in fixing is admitting you got a problem.
You know what? That's rehab. But the bigger issue is when you get to go to counseling or you talk to somebody, it always, that stuff blows up at some point in time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it's usually like, she don't respect me.
Well, the funny thing is, the wife will be like, well, I didn't know he felt that way.
But then, sometimes men will tell you how they feel, but we don't listen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Rhonda said that's why she's on here, laugh out loud.
You know what? Rhonda, I'm glad that as long as you don't be out there embarrassing that man in public like that, because I don't know, sometimes I be wanting to just go off, but my mother-in-law say, I don't have a nickel in that dime.
Not a nickel in that dime.
Try and get things right before marriage. Right. Rhonda, don't go into marriage like that. Let your husband, your fiance, when he becomes your husband, let him do what he's supposed to do. Let him make those decisions. You might think they're the most idiotic thing that he gonna ever do, but that's something he got to deal with God.
Right, and the good thing about it is you can have those conversations before you get married. So once you get married, it's an easier road because you've had the conversation, you've done the work.
Now, this is the thing. What happened if you marry a man that his mother was dominant, and she was that person? You know what I'm saying? So he don't want to make decisions. He don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Not that, like, he can be a provider financially, but he doesn't want to make any decisions. He's like, whatever you like, whatever you like. How do you do anything when you have a soft back man?
If you already married, you just got to keep praying, keep talking, have a conversation with him.
What kind of conversation could you have a man that you feel like he too soft?
Well, just like we say all the time, baby, I would like for you to do X, Y, Z. Will make me feel more secure, more whatever the case may be. You can't be overwhelming him with all these different things.
Unacceptable.
Right.
So what if your husband is a little insecure, but because you are a dominant personality, but you submit that you have to him, and he's still
what did I say?
Maybe shaky.
Shaky. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so Cherish, you're saying, okay, but now I'm going to throw this around. If you have a man that's insecure, Could it be, because you say you're a dominant personality, could it be your words that has made him feel insecure?
Or your actions.
Could you have torn him down with your words and your action? Could you have been dismissive?
Right.
Could you have override, like if he made a decision, you overrode what he said? Hey, Florence.
Yeah.
You could have overrode what he said. Like if he talking, you be like, nah, whatever, shut up, boy.
Well, the thing is, like you were saying, that part of being a good spouse is to build your spouse up to increase their security so that they are secure, especially with you. So if you're, feeding into that man, supporting that man, loving him, then he will be more secure in your relationship.
And I know it's going to sound real bad, but it's like a dog or a cat. Right. If you're trying to potty train a dog, if they use the bathroom outside, you give them a treat.
Right.
If your husband...
Positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement.
Right.
If you want your husband to be dominant and make decisions, when he does, you have to praise him for that. Baby, that was a good decision you made. Man, I like it when you do that because like Keela says, when my husband is dominant, it's sexy. It turns me on, and when Sean is dominant, I'm like, okay, baby, you got it. And that's the thing.
He said you can get it.
You can get it. Got it, can get it, whatever. Like this weekend, when we were together, I know it's like, Cedric was very attentive this weekend, but it was still like, we had some things to do. He made some decisions. We did some stuff. And it doesn't mean he's making decisions all the time, but usually like I have to call him on the phone, but he was there. We just got things accomplished together. And so it was sexy. And we was burning them, we was burning the midnight oil like gotten, like it was like we was newlyweds again because
well, not quite like newlyweds.
Not quite like newlyweds?
We're going to burn the oil like that. It was just a little bit of oil.
We did.
I got to go to sleep. I'm tired.
Okay, so we was like newlyweds with an old man.
Whatever.
He got to go to sleep.
Cherry says because she's older than him, it's gotten better the more I encourage him, but that is not... What's up, JT? That's not really an issue because my wife is older than me.
Don't you do that! It's so inappropriate on this broadcast. I'm about to leave.
Yeah, she's older than me, but it's okay.
I'm only a year older than him.
You're not no year older than me. I'm telling that story. I thought you were saying.
Okay, so it's 2. That's all.
2?
It is only 2 now. You're doing the most now. Don't do that on this broadcast.
Anyway.
I'm 2 years older and he played too much.
Anyway, cheers. So yeah, it's you.
Shut up, Keela. I'm about to block her. I'll block me.
Karen says, yes, love when my husband is dominant. Keela says, cougar.
But you know what? But okay, let me sideline this. Do you know that a lot of women go after pastors and leaders? You know why? The look of that a man in power.
Right.
They could be raggedy at home. But the fact that they run a church and they deliver this powerful word and they lay hands and this and that and the other, or they're running this big company and they walk in and they have a big presence, they are attracted to that because of that dominant, that head of household, right. CEO type of thing that comes. And so it is very attractive to see your husband, not abusing you. When a man is really submitted to God, God will tell him what to do and what not to do, what to say and what not to say. So he'll know when to say, to check you, to bring you back in line. He'll know when to love you, when to hug you, when to encourage you. Just like when I was going through that issue when I had been raped when I was younger, and when I ended up running into the person that victimized me, and I was having a hard time, he didn't have to say anything. It was one time he just held me. Now, if he'd been trying to talk to me at that time, I don't think it would have went well, because I was just in a bad place. I didn't know how I felt. Really, I couldn't even express to him how I felt. But him knowing when just to lay there and hold me, and there was no conversation. There was no, how'd you feel? Why you didn't say this? What you did? Now, it's times we've had those conversations, but at that moment, he knew he just had to hold me. So, there's just a balance that you have to have. What you see?
Jamie says, tell the truth, Angie.
I am 2 years older than Ced.
Terry says,
Jamie, going on.
he was treated poorly by the last wife who was older. Rounded that out. I think every woman wants her man to be dominant, says Carolyn. Gwen says, treat your husband the same as you would want him to treat you. Compliment him, praise him when he does something good, etc.
Listen, I'm going to ask this question. When is the last time, this is for the ladies, when's the last time you told your husband, thank you for keeping the lights on. Thank you for paying the mortgage. Thank you for paying the rent. Like, I'm not talking about in a crisis. I'm just saying, when's the last time, baby, thank you for going to work and working hard for us. Thank you for coming home every day. Like, we take that stuff for granted, but it's women that will come and talk to us and say, he don't come home. And you like, okay, what you gonna do about that? Is that okay with you? Is that your final answer? And so you have to, wait a minute, we skipped something too.
No, we did.
Right.
That's the one right here.
Okay, go ahead.
What does a woman mean when they say dominant?
What does a woman mean when they say dominant? I don't understand. JT, you gotta elaborate a little bit, because you said what does a woman mean when they say dominant? Are you talking about the man being dominant or just dominant in general? Okay.
Cherry said he still has some hurt from that. We just got married in January, so they're newlyweds.
Okay, so now Cherish, you're married already, but had we met you before you were married, we would have told you he need to get healing from that.
Right.
You need to come to a marriage whole. When you come to a marriage broken, you tend to look for the other person to complete you. Like that Tom Cruise movie, you complete me, that's bull. I need to be 100 and you need to be 100.
100.
So I don't want a half of anything. I don't want half a sandwich. I don't want half a car. I don't want half of nothing.
You will eat half a sandwich. Anyway, Devin says when he stays in the Word, the God will steer him right. I agree. Carolyn says today she was responding to when the last time you complimented your spouse.
Good, Carolyn.
Gwen says a week ago.
Good, Gwen.
Jamie says this morning.
Good, Jamie.
Cooking breakfast is back. Go on,
Shout out, Jamie.
What's up? Keela said yesterday.
Yesterday? Good.
Said she was strong-minded, independent. I guess she's the definition of dominant for JT.
Okay, now, ladies, you guys gave me some things last time, so I'm going to ask the men, when was the last time you told your wife, thank you for cooking dinner, thank you for taking care of the kids, thank you for getting the kids dressed, thank you for loving me, anything. When's the last time you told your wife that? When the last time you told your wife that?
I just told you you're beautiful like 5 minutes ago.
I said thank you.
Thank you for what? I told you thank you for giving me the booty. Booty? Anyway, Jamie says he
I can't even be serious with you, stupid.
Shopping, so maybe it wasn't technically breakfast in bed, but you still did it. Appreciate you.
Good job.
Good job, Jamie. JT said, I think there's some issues by how a man was raised that defines their level of dominance. I was raised by 3 women, so I had to learn my wife's level of when and where to display dominance.
Now, okay, so let's go there. I don't know if being raised by women would make you have a different level of dominance.
No, I think it's based on your.
I think they have more in touch with their feminine side.
Well, I think it's based on your
emotions. I mean,
well, how you're wired, your personality, about how dominant. Because you could be raised by women and be a savage. It doesn't really matter if that's how you're wired. Because I was raised by my mom.
And so
savage in the streets.
Yeah, I don't think that it's necessarily. Now we do have a lot of men that are milder that's raised by women.
I play a lot of sports too.
But was your mom dominant, JT? And your sister's dominant?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then you married a dominant woman.
Right.
But that's what we were talking about. Remember I said something about that earlier? I don't know if you were on there earlier, JT,
well,
when I said...
They say that you marry your parent, but they say...
You marry your mom and marry your dad?
Mom, yeah.
I don't think I'm in like your mama.
No. No.
So how you gonna use that analogy?
Well, because it's true for him. It's true for you. I'm like your dad.
How you like my dad?
Quiet. I play sports. Basketball.
That's not that's not what I'm talking about. No.
Anyway, Kelly says I always thank him for all he does because I didn't have a father in my life, and for him to be such a great father and husband is a blessing to me. So I thank him a lot. Good job, Kelly.
That's cool, Kelly.
Always have an attitude of gratitude.
Y'all laughing because he said he thanked me for the booty. That's not. Don't encourage Cedric in his
I
foolishness.
said booty. You gotta say it like that. Booty.
So, anyway, I know it's our podcast late night.
I know I gotta stay hydrated. I'm about to get me a little sample this evening. Keep my mouth moist. Moist.
Put it on your lip. Put it on your lip. All right. So, it depends on. Can you see me put it on the lip? That mountain lion gonna be right here.
I don't want it.
So anyway, women like to bark orders. Look at Jamie, don't encourage. But we like a man that's gonna keep it in line. We want to feel secure if we go somewhere. Like if I'm with my husband and it's some stuff going down and I'm scared and he more scared than me, that's a problem.
Hey, it's equal opportunity. You want women's rights? There you go.
But I'm a believer that the man sets the household, sets that tone too. Because if something was going on and he all like, what we gonna do?
Call the police. 9/11.
Unlike this dummy I got, he hear noise outside. He try to go outside. Let them stay outside. You come back. You stay in here.
Why I can't go outside?
Ah!
See what's going on.
But anyway, the whole thing is about learning balance. We have a lot of women that have been single women for a long time, raised by single mothers, got single aunties, and they've been strong women. They held it down. But when you get married, you got to turn that off. It doesn't mean that you become soft at all. But when you get married, you have to become his helpmeet and not his leader.
Right. Florence says, some when in charge, take it to the head.
Hey, Danielle.
When in control. And that's true.
Huh?
We're not saying that that's correct. That's definitely not correct. Like we said earlier, it's not a dictatorship. As head of household, you're the first servant of your families. Your family is your ministry. You're to be. That's what people get being minister and pastor confused. That you're the main servant of the flock. That's your job, to be a servant. That's why Jesus, remember, he washed all the disciples' feet.
But the thing about it is that we often just forget that. I know we have to struggle sometimes. Like women, you might be married and you got divorced, or you might have had kids before you got married, and you had to hold it down, and you were a boss by yourself. But when you get a husband, that man needs to feel wanted and needed. If you act like I can do everything, I don't need you for anything,
Right.
you're going to have a man that's going to walk out the door or be cheating with somebody else. Because what he has to, men are that they like to chase, they like to divide and conquer, they like to feel like they beating their chest, and they might not even doing all of what they in their mind says, but if they feel like they have no purpose and no value. Right.
Men always want to be wanted and needed. And there's an old saying that goes, I can use you, but I don't need you. And a lot of women have that attitude. And if that's your attitude, you're going to have problems in your relationship.
Right.
Okay.
I can use you,
but I don't need you.
But I don't need you.
Florence says, right. Jamie says, yes, I had to learn this. JT says, don't get it twisted. I pick and choose my moments. But it's a balance. Need to know when to submit and when to leave. So wait. When submit is the right word.
Yeah, you shouldn't be submitting to your wife at all.
No.
No, that's not how. The man is the head of the household. The Bible clearly says that the wife is to submit to her husband. So you should not be submitting to her.
Right.
Now you guys can have a conversation about things that come up, things that happen,
Right.
about decisions. Like Cedric's not gonna say, this is what's happening, and we're gonna just do this. Like a lot of times we'll say, okay, we got this event going on, this event going on. Babe, how we gonna do this? Well, I thought maybe we can do this. Now he'll be like, okay, that sounds good.
Right.
But then he'll say, no, I really want to go to this. I think we should skip that. Then that's what happens at that point. But my husband, he said he's not ever gonna submit to me, and that's not even biblical.
Right.
And that could be where the problem comes in. That because there's like you do pick and choose your battles. That is the truth.
Right. Well,
Cedric
I think
pick and choose his
I think you used the wrong word there, because the word there is not submit. But if your wife want to do something and it's not going to hurt anything.
Compromise.
Right. So I mean, there's a lot of times you're going to do what your wife wants to do. That it's not a submitting thing. It's just that there's nothing wrong with what she want to do. It's a good idea, and you do that.
I mean, but now compromise is a whole different topic,
right.
Because there's going to be times when you compromise.
Right.
Like you might not want to do nothing she want to do.
Right.
Okay, for instance, for a long time, he said, "Gotcha." Thanks, Ced. For a long time, like Cedric and I have always watched TV in separate rooms. Like I'm not a big TV watcher, just like sit and watch TV. I watch my shows that I like. I might watch recorded shows or on demand or something like that. And so I started to realize that we were married, living single. You know what I'm saying? We would come home, hey, how you doing? He would sit in here, I would go in the room, I would cook dinner, and it was times we have dinner together, but then we would go back to ours. It was like a roommate situation as far as there was no time together, right. and it wasn't meant that way, but that's how the devil works too, because he come home, he got stuff he like, I go in the room, I don't really want to watch what he watching, so then we are in separate rooms,
right.
But then now you got days, and then weeks, and then months, and now we've got a lifestyle that's separate.
Well, that's the thing. You have to be mindful and watchful in your relationship, because things are not, the devil's devices are not blatant. A lot of times it's very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not paying attention, like you were saying, you get a little wedge like this, and it grows and it grows. Before you know it, y'all.
And you're not connected. And like, whereas he might walk by and pat you, or y'all might hug and giggle, there's no laughter, and you're wondering where your connection went, but because you're living separately.
Right.
And that happened and that's something that Cedric and I, that's one struggle that we have contended with pretty much all of our marriage. We'll go in cycles, right?
Right.
Like, we have to consciously, intentionally make us, and it's not anything on purpose, but he'll watch his stuff, watch mine, I'll take a shower and go to bed. He out here watching TV. He stay out really late, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning watching TV.
Well, a lot of times those projects, I get home late, and it takes me a while to kind of wind down and relax your mind.
But see, but then I realized that, it's more like I wanted him to watch what I wanted to watch, or come in there with me. But then so I started to watch some shows with him that I actually even like now. Okay, think of the show.
Flip this, fix this.
Yeah, some of the flip the thing on how they change. Like if a person got a house and they want to either decide whether they keep their house or buy something new, or stuff like this man was building these crazy tree houses and stuff like that. So stuff that I would not normally watch, I started to watch and I started to like.
Right.
And it's funny because I really don't watch them without him still, but I enjoy them when we watch them together. Some football I watch with him, some different things I watch with him.
But listen, there's a caveat to that too, though, that we talked about, because I know early on in the relationship, you didn't watch TV with me, and it was my fault, because you asked me questions about things that we were watching, and I was very impatient. Like, why are you asking stupid questions? I'm trying to watch this doggone show. But so
he
now,
admitted that. Oh my God.
Yeah, now I'm a lot more patient when she asks questions. I'll pause it sometimes and explain to her different things or whatever the case may be.
Well, the thing about it is that it's easier for me to enjoy if I know what's going on. But like if they're doing something about rebuilding the house, and I'm thinking like, well, why would they do that? Or why they got to do that first? And when he explained it, okay, that makes sense. Right. I don't do that kind of work, so that it sounds silly to me. So
So I had a part to play in that.
But I had to intentionally come and spend time with him. But then what he'll do is when I'm in the room, he'll just come lay across the bed. It's not now he's watched some shows with me, you know, and a lot of times the ones I like are more about relationships and Y'all Fix My Life and Marriage Boot Camp. Because funny stuff is a lot of that stuff that not the principles of what a lot of the things they say are the same thing we tell people.
Right.
And they say it in different ways that we do. But I found it funny because my thought process, when I start to dissect what I feel like is going on in those relationships on TV, is the same thing that they end up telling them.
Right.
So, you know, it's not far off, except for they're not using God's word as their reference.
So you hone it well, but the thing is, that's what people don't realize. God's principles work whether you saved or not.
Right, right.
Though people take those same. If you look at all these self-help books and these help gurus, they're using God's principles. They're just not using the word God or Jesus, but it's the same principle.
Right.
And they're selling millions of books.
Right.
Right there, and just leaving out those few words here
right.
and there.
Okay, so we got, Jamie says, yes, I had to learn this.
What we said.
Okay.
Right here.
Elvin says she's right on point.
Well, you forgot.
JT said, got it. Okay, Anna says, I agree. Submit is a strong word. Marriage is about compromising. Right.
Elvin says, pat. What are you talking about, pat? It's more of a smack, Elvin. Not a pat. I don't pat it.
He hurts. His hands are, ow, boy, you about to hit me in the head. His hands are big. And they hurt. And he like walk by. Let me show y'all my bruising. I'm gonna call somebody. Look here. I'm gonna leave. Let me see. Y'all see my arm?
You can't see that, man.
Yes, you can. See my arm? My husband has done this, and I've had this now for at least 10 years, if not more. Because every time he would laugh, and he still do it now, he be like, he grabbed my arm, and it's the same dang on places. So now I am permanently bruised.
I know what you're talking about.
So he got to stay with me because he done bruised me, or I'm gonna call somebody on him.
What do you mean? I know what you're talking about.
So, yes, he is very strong-handed. There ain't no birthmark. Stop trying to defend your stupid brother. There's not no birthmark. It is now, shoot.
She blamed me. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
But we're not going to keep you guys longer. As we started at 10 minutes after. We know we always like to pray at the end.
You know the game's coming on, too.
Yeah, the game is coming on. And I don't know.
Spousal abuse.
Right? I'm going to call somebody.
Not me.
Anybody have a topic that they are looking for next week? You know, we try to let you guys give us what you want to talk about and what's concerning you. We've covered the hard topics too. A lot of stuff about.
We're gonna have to do another one about sex after a while. We haven't done one about that in a minute.
Well, the last one we did, the question the guy told me to ask was why married women don't like to have sex. But I don't know them.
Yeah, you know them.
My married friend's hunch.
No, you know a lot of them. Like we knew had one at our church talking about she hates sex. She don't know why they had to have it and all that.
Yeah, I was looking at her like she had 10 heads. What you mean you hate sex and you wish that you could have marriage without sex? Like, what?
Yeah, she don't know.
Well, Anna, it is the truth for a majority of women. Married women, if you look at any study, that's the ongoing joke. When they say, oh, you get married, so you're going to have less sex.
Right.
Now,
it's not after marriage.
Yeah, they you know.
But the reason for that is because
they're
become
not
disconnected.
Disconnected. You don't still date anymore. You're not connected. You let the oh, my God. JT, shut up.
There you go. You let the hustle and bustle of marriage and the logistics take over.
If you don't mind, share this to your page right now because we get people to do a replay and watch it later. We want this to help somebody, to bless somebody. What?
Rhonda said you go and see the doctor.
But listen, Rhonda, okay.
You ain't married yet, so you'll
Rhonda, let me tell you something. And I can't remember what the statistics was, but it's like 80 or 90% of married couples don't have sex often.
Right, frequently.
Like, it could be once a month or less. And then there's a whole epidemic, Google it, about sexless marriage. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Anna says, not in my marriage. And Dante said it sounds so sad. It's very
It is because, you know, the thing I think about is...
That's the whole reason Angie got married, to have sex. So she wanted to get kicked out of church. That's all she got married for. She wanted to do this here, but didn't want to still go to church. So that's why she got married.
He not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do not laugh at that stupidness.
Oh, what's up, Jamie? Yeah, look, Rhonda says do your research. It's true.
With all you gotta do, I want you to Google sexless marriage.
Look, it's hard out here for a pimp, Rhonda.
What's good, cuz? Powerful stuff. This day, okay. What the devil? Right, but listen, we're talking about this now, but I'm telling you, we've had couples come and sit in front of us, and we ask them when last time they had sex, and they can't tell us.
Months, years.
And the funny thing is, they come to us. We Miss Angie, Mr. Ced. Now we are not that old.
Well, we're older than them.
Yeah, we're older than them.
Older than them. Yeah.
But they're 25 to 30 and on up,
and they ain't doing nothing.
And they're not having sex. And you know, the one girl like, oh, I'm too tired. Oh, the kids is. And I was like, so one day I said, tell me what you do. And I go and come home. Tell me how many kids you got. When I was like, girl, and I listen stuff I do, and I got 5 kids. So what are you saying? Like, and
and what?
And what?
I ain't that time to get me a little sample. That's why I stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated. JT said, I ain't even invite that in my house. Laugh out loud. Rhonda say, ha ha. Ha ha ha. Laugh out loud. Anna said, I mean, that can be because of work and getting home tired. No.
But listen, okay, it's going to be times you got to give a sacrifice of praise. When you go to the house of the Lord, they say, give the sacrifice of praise.
Right.
Give the sacrifice of booty, baby. Yes.
So they say that's some foolishness. That's just too much.
It is.
Right.
I mean, I listen, I mean...
Rhonda said she don't want to get married now.
Listen.
Hey, look, all you got to do is make sure y'all are clear and talk about that. Stay connected.
Listen.
Just joking, by the way.
Listen, but I'm telling you, I never knew there was such a thing until we started doing marriage stuff. And when we were doing marriage stuff and talk about marriage and connecting, and then we came, when I think about sex was marriage, we was like, what?
There's a time when you tired, you gotta get that lazy side booty. But you just kind of lay there, okay.
You hit your mouth like that?
You be tired, you just lazy, it's just a sorry mess, but hey, you got some.
A good topic is how important is it to have date night with your spouse, and how often should you do it? Now, see, Gwen, we had this topic before.
Yeah.
And now that one is not as long because
it's a simple fix.
Well, it's different to each house. Because I can't say go on date night every night. I can't say do it once a week because it depends on your schedule. If your husband work out of town, or if you work overnight. But it's important to establish date night. What?
Dante say sometimes my woman just gives it to me even when she half asleep. She just dead. Is that dead booty? Is
that dead booty?
You getting it though?
Look, they talking about sacrifice the booty. That's right.
The booty. Yeah, you get it.
But listen, I'm telling you, that's why when men always make reference to being married or somebody get married, they be like, oh Lord, ball and chain, and oh Lord, because they say like the fun stops. But Cedric and I have fun together. Like we joke, like in our house, we at any given time with the kids and all, we can have, what do you call it, pillow fights or run around and tag and dance offs and karaoke. We do all kind of stuff, just randomly. And so you got to be able to have fun. Life is going to bring you serious issues. You might have somebody sick, somebody died, somebody got cancer, somebody got, somebody might have a premature baby, somebody has something.
Somebody had a long time? Polio. When last time somebody had polio? Do they even vaccine for that anymore? Give you vaccine? They don't, do they?
Where you get that from?
I'm sorry, I was thinking about polio. God save you from and multiply.
Hey, we didn't know you were retarded.
Well, I just asked a question. You was naming all.
Why you just ask about polio?
Yeah, when last time somebody had polio?
Oh, Jesus. Come on, Keela didn't enlighten me. Yeah, Keela didn't enlighten you because Keela be hunching. I said my friends hunt. That's my best friend, and we gets it in, honey.
She say, dead booty need TLC too. Laugh out loud. Rest when you dead. There you go. Sleep when you dead, baby. Keep right.
God said be fruitful and multiply. Right. Now, we can be fruitful and still don't multiply. I ain't multiplying no more.
That multiply thing over with now. We don't need that.
Well, yeah, we dropped our multiply now. We just subtract. We
dropped that transmission. That transmission gone. It's out of there, and we ain't getting it rebuilt.
You know what?
It's just gone.
But I'm just telling you guys, marriage is what you make of it. I really believe that if you invest your time, still have date night, still be sexy, and we can find a way to talk about date night.
Well, I think we need to rope it in with some other stuff, like still being sexy and all that.
Okay, so this is what we'll do. Our next one will be about date night and keeping it sexy.
Muy caliente.
But that's going to be for the men, too. It won't be coming home smelling like out the door and behind and then talking about...
The corn chip balls. Sometimes you gotta get them salty corn chips. You know what I'm talking about? You just dip that thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, don't forget to share this to your page so people can come see it. And YouTube, go to YouTube and check out all the other videos that my wife have downloaded so graciously. She's such a great wife, and she's gonna get the rest of them on there as soon as possible. That she can do it.
I can show you how to do it.
Look, we can do it together, honey.
I don't want to do it together. I want
date night.
I don't want that date night. I got your date night.
Yay!
All right, let's pray. The game get ready to start.
Stay corn chip bones.
No, Stacey, don't repeat that.
Hey, sometimes you got to get you a salty chip. Salty chip. Just right in your lip.
I knew you was gonna do that. You're so dumb. Stop.
I got left hand. Left hand. Got it right in the lip.
See, this kind of stuff he do all the time.
Around the lip. I got it. Salty chip. Right in the lip.
He takes the kids. Kids be running down on.
Dip.
Listen. Anyway, that's why Sean not going to. Sean can't go nowhere. Cause if he do, all us in the fight. Sean, no, we gonna go. Look, let Sean get crazy. She called me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Said, I'm gone. Keela need me. He already know. Now, that's one we ain't going to make no ultimate decision about. Said, I'm gone. Keela need me. The only thing he wants to say is, do I need to go?
No, God. Not no 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep.
I bet you'll go. I tell him, come on now. Come on now. Something going on.
You driving?
Something going on. You see, he said, you driving, but he'll go. He'll roll out with me now.
Keela make good groceries.
You going to go because Keela, but if she in distress, she ain't going to be cooking.
She always have a snack. You be nervous to make a snack. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make a snack. she get nervous.
Did you say she gonna have a snack?
Yeah, have a snack. Elvin said just a little tart. That's just a little seasoning, a little paprika.
Elvin, please don't.
Stacey said, I love you guys for sharing this conversation. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Stacey. I
love you back.
It's so funny because people are like, I can't believe y'all share or we don't tell it. Look, that's the ministry God gave us where we tell it. We tell it.
Mm-hmm.
We tell a little too much sometimes.
You like Doritos? I like it.
Stop, Cedric. Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch Doritos, baby. Yeah. I think they set up seasoning too.
Baby, let's pray. You pray us out now. Peppermint. Elvin, no peppermint.
Look, the season.
I'm gonna put some of that that stuff you put when your legs be hurting, the mentalism.
The mentalism, what?
I can't tell.
What?
Come on, pray.
Mentalism.
All right, we're going to close this out. We love to close out in prayer, and this time Cedric going to do it because last time he made me do it 2 times. That's your retarded son.
What you doing?
Christopher, you going to be going to bed, and what? Just one man with that foolishness. All right, baby, come on, pray us out.
May God be with you. God.
Cedric.
Oh, sorry.
My God.
Until we meet again. I said, God be with you.
Baby, the game is coming on. You got to pray. Come on, cut us out.
So you gonna let the game be more important than your religion?
My baby daddy in the game.
The what? Say what?
My side piece in the game.
Did you send the checks?
I
want to support it.
I want LeBron to send me a check.
We need to go to the court.
Okay, come on.
Your head bowed?
Why you big head?
Is it bowed still? Oh, my head. Heavenly Father, we'd like to thank you for this broadcast. We thank you for everyone that tuned in, everyone that will tune in. We ask that you touch them, bless them, and camp your angels around them to protect them, Lord. We ask that you allow them to grow and to prosper them, Lord, financially, spiritually, emotionally.
Yes.
Help them to overcome any hurdle or obstacle that's been placed in the way, Lord. Help their relationship continue to grow and prosper, that they will grow together in you and with each other, Lord. Help everyone to be the best spouse, the best husband, the best mother, the best father, the best brother that they can be.
Yes.
And that your love and your light will be manifest in everything they do in their life, Lord.
Yes.
We ask that you continue to grow this ministry, to prosper this ministry, to give us the words to say, Lord. Help us to be conduits of you. Help us to keep ourselves out of the way, that you can continue to flow through us with the information that you want to give to your people, Lord. We just ask that you just touch marriages all over the country, all over the world, Lord. Help them to grow and be prosperous, and just help us to be and do the people that you would have us to be, the things that you would have us to do, that we will represent the kingdom in a proper way. Help us to walk in our full authority that you have given us. We ask all these things in your Son Jesus' name. Yay, man.
I got scared when you said us to be the people to be and do. The people we gonna do.
The things.
The people we gonna be and do.
Well, you need to be and do tonight.
Do you?
With that thing.
They say, man, good night. I'm going to set up the broadcast for next week right now. So remember to say that you're going and share that to your page. Share this one to your page, please. I enjoyed everybody. Next week is about bringing sexy back. I'm bringing sexy back.
Enter.
What you doing with your thumb, babe?
That means okay.
I can't get it to turn around.
Pieces. Yeah.